Threading the Needle. Hello, happy Sunday. Welcome to another episode of Coffee and Rosaries with Father Pat, August 31st, 2025. Welcome back, everyone. So, on this Labor Day weekend, a weekend and a day in celebration of the hard-working American, I say to all of you that work hard to support yourself, to support your families, uh, God bless you for all the hard work that you do. I was looking at this week's homily. I was looking at the gospel, and I was also watching some clips from an old favorite series, Star Trek Deep Space Nine. We learned a lot about a particular race in that series. You got it, the Ferengi. And the Ferengi have a very different approach in life. Their goal in life, their number one priority, is the pursuit of profit. If you don't make enough money, when you die, the person you appear before is actually an accountant. It will take an accounting of your life. And if you have not made enough money, you will spend eternity as a philanthropist, one who works for no money. Matter of fact, with them, if you want to insult a Ferengi, call them a philanthropist. Also make comments about their earlobes being a little on the small side. Both work very well. And I think about this, and I think about what guides us through life. A lot of us are not so different from these Ferengi, this race of people whose sole purpose in life is the acquisition of wealth. And these days, you see people around you, that's what they want. Gotta have the biggest house, gotta have a fancy car, always envying those that have more than they do. They won't be happy unless they have more. They have more. You get a nice car, they want a nicer one. You get a big house, you want a bigger one. You have nice clothes, you want more nice clothes. And I saw this with my students. What did they want all the time? More, more, and more. The big thing for them was to have the latest Jordans, the Nike Air Jordan sneakers. Okay, and they wanted that, they wanted that, they wanted that. And no sooner than they got that pair of Jordans, they're talking about getting the next ones. They could never be satisfied. And that's a shame. And there are some people who will never be satisfied, no matter how much wealth they acquire. They would definitely be very pleasing to the Grand Nagus of the Ferengi. Okay, so yes, today's gospel, someone approaches Jesus and refers to him as good master. Christ first tells him, no, there is nothing on this earth that is good. The only thing that is good is his Father in heaven. Okay, well, I would dare to say that even though Christ never wanted to be called good, truly humble in his ways, and yes, the imperfections of the mortal coil that he inhabited while he was upon this earth, did an awful lot of good, changed us forever. So, he may not want to be called good, but I will think of him as very good. Anyway, this man wants to go to heaven. What does Christ tell him? Follow the commandments. Love Almighty God with all your heart and soul. Goes through all the commandments. And this man says, well, yes, I do all those things. And this man was a man of wealth, so Christ said, give all your money to the poor. And Christ was testing him. And the man just, without saying a word, got up and looked away. Looked away, walked away, left, downtrodden. Christ said, truly, it is more difficult for a rich man to get into heaven than it is for a camel to pass through the eye of the needle. And yes, we talk about the needle, the eye of the needle being a very small gateway into Jerusalem that a man could barely fit through. Good luck getting a camel through it. Difficult, but not impossible. But most people figure, why bother? Use a large gate. So this man was not able to part with his money because, well, he was actually not accurate when he said he obeyed all the commandments. I am the Lord your God. You shall not have other gods before me. I am a jealous God. You're not going to have other ones. No. He did have another God. His God was money. His commandments were the acquisition of wealth. Okay, again, Grand Nagus would be very happy with this guy. So he couldn't part with his money. His money meant more to him than anything. And even when it came to obeying what Christ himself said to him, he could not part with it. So I guess that means money is evil. No. You know, it's interesting because a friend tells me, again, that one friend that does indeed test my faith all the time. I love you, Mitch. You inspire and test my faith. And I will not trade that for all the gold press latinum on Deep Space Nine. But said, if money is evil, why do churches ask for it? Well, money may be the root of all evil, but is it the root that you're watering? It's good to have money. It's fine to have money. I mean, I like having a little extra money myself. A friend of mine asked me if I could Zell him a few bucks. He was short. I zelled him a little bit more than he was asking for. He appreciated it. Gave it back to me, paid me back in a reasonable amount of time. I appreciated the opportunity to help him, to do something nice. Another friend said, hey, a year ago, you loaned me some money. Did I ever pay you back? You know, the funny thing is, I don't remember if he did. Whatever. We'll say you paid back. Either way, we're good. Okay? It's good to use to help people. It's good to have so that I don't have to live out on the street at night. It's going to get cold. The winter's showing up. It's nice to have nice clothes to wear, a car to get me to where I need to go, food in the refrigerator. Yes, I do get hungry. But does it have to be the fanciest designer clothes? You know what? The local Walmart is more than fine for what I need, unless I need to buy specialty items. I literally drive in a 14-year-old car. I love it. Runs great. Do I have to eat at fancy restaurants? No. I can go to the local Aldi's, buy what I need, or the ShopRite. Last week I did feel like going out. Did I need to go to an expensive restaurant? No, I didn't. The local diner, always fun. Okay. So, I don't know, you don't always have to have the best, the most, the richest. You can be very happy. But you remember that before that money, God comes first. And acting in a godly way, acting in the way that we are taught by the Ten Commandments. Does that money, well, I can't go to church. I can't go receive the sacrament today because, well, I have to work overtime. Well, I will tell you, my friend Joe, God rest his soul, he worked Saturdays and Sundays. He ran a gym. Um, couldn't get to church, couldn't get the sacrament. Said, hey, Pat, could you come over and bring me Holy Communion? I was honored, flattered. Of course, I was going to. So I was bringing him Holy Communion every week. And that was good because for a long time he didn't go to church, kind of fell away from his faith. But when he passed, he was receiving commandment, sacrament, and praying with me pretty much every Sunday. So he couldn't get to church, but he wanted to receive. And there are other people, yes, okay. Sometimes you can't quite get there, but get to church when you can. A friend of mine with a disability said when he can't get to church, he watches a mass on TV. Okay, that's fine. But some people, their job gets in the way of the practice of their faith. What about when it gets in the way of being a good husband or wife or father or mother? When your family needs you and you can't be there. Okay? I even remember, well, it can happen in the best of families. An old episode of the Brady Bunch. Mike Brady had to design a building for a Miss Bibi Galini that owned a cosmetic company. And she wanted him to work. Everything was wrong, wrong, wrong. Always changing everything. So he had to work late days, nights, weekends. So much so that his wife had to take the kids on the fishing trip he promised to take them on. It didn't go well for her. Seasick, sunburned, and fell in a pile of fish. His work, his acquisition of wealth, got in the way of his family. And if it even can get in the way of a family like the Brady Bunch, what can it do to the rest of us? So yes, if money is your first priority, wealth is your first priority, honor thy mother and father, taking care of our parents as they get older. Are you too busy to stop by and to help them? You know, when I was going over to the Veterans Home in Paramus on Sundays, pre-COVID, there are some people that look forward to church, that church service on Sundays. Yes, it was an ecumenical Christian service. It was a minister that did it, that performed it. There were some people that wanted that church service because it was the only visitors they had for the entire week. That and bingo. Some people, well, maybe they don't have any family members, but others dropped them off, drove away, never came back. Put them there until they die. And some barely had any time to visit. I mean, usually you want to do something nice. Some people barely had time to stop over to McDonald's and get their aging father or mother a hamburger and talk to them. You know? So, yes, it does, acquisition of wealth does get in the way. If you earn a good living and you never forget your faith, you never forget your duty to your family and to those around you, then the acquisition of wealth isn't a bad thing. It is not putting the money first before God. Okay? Remember, money is good to have. Faith is better. Don't forget all of those around you, the people that need you to be there for them. Put God first, wealth second, and wealth as a way of just getting the things you need in life, not in and of itself being an end goal. You do all of that, and you'll pass through the eye of the needle. So for today, Sunday, August 31st, 2025, this is Father Pat with coffee and rosaries, saying as always, love one another as God loves you.